Hi everybody, we're out here on Red's Ridge with the legend himself, Red Dawson, and just going to talk a little bit about the life and times of the coach and the player. Red, thanks for being with us. First of all, for people who don't know, let's talk a little bit about your college career. Florida State, honorable mention All-American.
Yes, sir.
How'd you end up there at Florida State?
Well, it's about 65 miles from Valdosta, Georgia, and I had two scholarship offers. One was, I think, Western Kentucky, and then Florida State offered a scholarship, and I went down there.
Played pretty with some pretty good players down there back in the day, didn't you?
The best wide receiver I've ever seen, Fred Biletnikoff.
Mm-hmm.
We stay in touch pretty good, 4 or 5 times a year.
And so after Florida State, then you go have a chance at the NFL. You got drafted, right?
I got drafted as a junior by Los Angeles Rams and the Boston Patriots, which is now the New England Patriots. And I went to the Boston Patriots, and this might be an excuse, but I just didn't like Boston. Coming from Valdosta, Georgia,
different place, isn't it?
That's a lot of different twangs and the
accents. And
yeah.
How did you decide to get into coaching?
Perry Moss took the head coaching job at Marshall University, and I can remember plainly thinking, I don't even know where Marshall. Never heard of it before, and I said it was in a good area, but I liked everything I knew about Marshall, and I liked the city. And Perry Moss got fired and all that stuff. I really didn't have any place to go, but I really liked Marshall University. And I had met some good people, and it went on from there.
And you went out, and at that point they weren't struggling a little bit in football, and you went out and got some really good players from down south that maybe Marshall wasn't used to getting, and you guys were on the brink of turning that program around, right?
I think we were, and then the plane crashed. That was one of the worst points of my life, no question. I had a lot of good friends, knew everybody that was on that plane.
So you decide to stay, and you know, maybe the other idea would be just take off and try to forget about it, but you stayed right in the middle of it and stayed with the program.
Somebody appointed me acting head coach, and everybody was taking orders from me, so I guess I was.
But looking back, it was so important to keep it going.
Keep it going, yeah.
And then you get to that Xavier game, first home game after the crash.
Yeah.
And you win that game. And I remember as a little kid being on that field for an hour after the game. You call that winning play. Run me through that whole process, the last play of the game. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, we had a real good athletic wide receiver, Lanny Steed. And I had the phone with Lingle. He was on the sidelines. I was in the press box. I said, Jack, Lanny Steed comes across the middle. Everybody on the field's going to go that way.
His way, right?
We were on the whatever yard line it was. And I said, we've got a great athlete. Help me with his name right now, from Portsmouth.
Terry Gardner.
And it worked perfectly.
The story of Marshall's success, we've talked about it before. There's no other school in the country that went to the depths that Marshall went to.
So far down.
And the heights.
And then came back up.
And what's that mean to you to be a part of?
Everything. At the last part of that career, you know, I wasn't a part of it, the climb, you know, but I think we started it off from after the crash. And we had some bad seasons, but we always kept coming back. And we've had some great seasons.